Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Leonard with the Artist Collective. I hope everyone is having a good morning, possibly afternoon, depending on where you are tuning in from. But this is, what is it, March 20th? Yeah. We're almost through this third month of 2021. And yeah, I hope you are doing well. Hope things are moving in a good direction for you. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to start this content and coffee series. It's something I actually started last summer, and just, a bunch of stuff has happened. So we are back with it now. And I just want to basically be able to come on and just share some tips and tricks, some hacks, some tools, some training. Hey, what's up, Evan? Good morning. And yeah, just be able to have conversations about what you guys are working on and how I or the team at the Artist Collective can help. So every Saturday morning, around 8:30 Pacific time, I'll be coming on with content and coffee. And yes, we are definitely donning some coffee this morning. Now, this particular mug, last week I showed you a different one, but this mug is our Route 66 coffee mug that we got at the Owl Cafe in Albuquerque, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we've had this coffee mug for about 5 years because that is the actual time that we spent driving across country from Indianapolis, Indiana to, at the time, Long Beach, California, when we made our move. But we basically took like 6 days to get out here from Indianapolis, which is really only like a, 2 day drive, maybe three. But we literally did a diners, drive-ins, and dives tour. We stopped every night, most afternoons, and basically we're hitting spots that we had seen on the diners, drive-ins, and dive show. So had some awesome barbecue in St. Louis and in Texas. Had some great soul food in, I want to say, I forget where it was. Anyway, we had some good food and gained weight before we even got here. So that is what I'm drinking out of. We got this, had an awesome breakfast at the Owl Cafe in Albuquerque, which is one of our last few stops on the way out here. So this morning, I have a question for you. And that question is that I want you to drop in the comments is, what is your favorite cereal? And I asked this question because that was one of the things that I used to love growing up, is getting up and watching cartoons and having a bowl of cereal. Well, a bowl or three of cereal. So I used to rock with, Captain Crunch, like the old school before they went all berry and got all crazy and stuff. But obviously, Captain Crunch, Crunch Berries are my favorite. And there was a very limited edition off-brand cereal that used to be called Blueberry Muffin Tops. It tasted like the top of a blueberry muffin. Used to come in like the bags. I wrote the company. I had them send me stuff when it stopped being available in stores. Like, that's how good it was, and that's how much I was obsessing over it. But enough about me and my cereal. Let's get to the content. Hope you've got your coffee or whatever is your go-to pick me up, because today we are going to talk about a few Canva tips and tricks, stuff that you may use, stuff that you may not know about. But I just wanted to show you a few things that will help you take advantage of this awesome tool. And those of you that are designers, please excuse me. Please don't be upset with me. But I used to use Photoshop and Illustrator and all of those stuff, and I was not proficient at them at all. So if you're like me and you're just looking for an easy, quick way to come in and manipulate things and get stuff done, that's who Canva is for. It's for people like me. But if you're a designer and you use Photoshop and you know it like the back of your hand, this may not be the session for you, or this could be the way for you to look and be like, hey, this is kind of cool. So today what we're going to talk about is we are going to talk about how to take a look at some of the keyboard shortcuts that can help you use Canva a little quicker. And then I'm going to show you how to make the quick outline design around a photo and actually tell you how to take the background out really quickly. And then a really cool way that you can create Instagram stories using Canva. And these are animated like 15-second cool things. So I'll show you that. So first of all, let me pull up Canva. And if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. But again, also let me know what your favorite cereal is because I would love to know that. It's something weird. I like to talk cereal. So where's Canva? All right. And I believe most of, if not all, everything that I'm going to show you um, is going to be available on the free plan. If I see something that is indicating that it's going to be on the pro plan, I will try to point that out. But the pro plan is like $12 a month. But most of everything I'm going to show you is available for free. So in case you don't know what Canva is a very easy to use, user friendly design tool. They have templates and formats and layouts for pretty much anything design wise that you could want to create. And I'm just going to take myself off the screen just so we can show you got here. But yeah, it is available. It is a web browser based platform. And let me open this up a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, it is a browser-based platform, so it doesn't matter what type of PC you're working on, and it also does have a mobile app as well. So you can design pretty much anything, like they say there. So presentations, all sorts of social media, any type of graphics. They've even you have the ability to do print, all types of design things that you can do there. You're just able to go in and pick a template and customize it to what you want. So they've got some great learning tools. They've got some great presentations and things in there, even within Canva, that can help you learn that. So we're not going to go over everything today. I just wanted to show you a few things. So first off, if you have used Canva before, you will know that there are, just some clicks and different things that you have to do to get around. I'm just going to pull up just a quick design here just to show you a few of the keyboard shortcuts. And then I'll actually put these in the chat. So I said 3 Canva hacks. It's more like 15, but I'm just a giver. Doggone it. I'm going to put these Canva hacks in here. Let me put these keyboard shortcuts for Canva. Cool. So I am dropping the content, the actual. Oh, that doesn't look great, does it? Okay. I'll attach it to a document after this is over and put them in there because I see the lines are kind of running together. But at least this way you'll be able to see what's going on. So they are numbered. So basically, to add a line, you're just able to, we want to add a design line or add some sort of line to it. You can literally just click the letter L and it adds a line. So you don't have to go in here and search for it, which is what you typically have to do. Go into Elements, and then in the upper part here, there you go. You've got line, so you can click on that. So just saves you a couple of clicks. So line is just L. If you want to add a rectangle, you can just hit R, boom. And then obviously once it's there, you can then manipulate it to be whatever colors you'd like and things like that. So if you want to add a circle, you can hit C, boom, done, son. If you want to add a text box, which is actually something you might use even more often than these, you just hit the letter T and it will add a text box. Cool. So these are just four really quick ways to add elements to your actual design. And so even just adding those, I've already saved like 10 clicks. So um, L for line, R for rectangle, C for circle, T for text box. Okay. And now if you want to start to take a look at things, sometimes you get different elements on there. Um, you get different pieces that you want to like take a closer look at. Steve Burden, I'm not seeing it. Oh, good question. You know what, Steve? Thank you for mentioning that. I need to reshare. Thank you, Steve. I was looking at a different screen here. Let me share. Let me do stop screen. Share screen. I was sharing a tab, but I need to just go ahead and share the actual desktop here. There we go. And you can actually see my notepad. There we go. Okay. So, by the way, how you doing, Stevie? So yes, all of those things I just mentioned are there now that you can actually see them as well. So being able to, hey, Katie, what's up? Get that coffee, girl. So being able to actually use these elements, and like I said, to be able to add a line is just to hit the letter L. Being able to add, it's so great to hear my son just in there playing around. To add a circle, letter C. To add a text box, letter T. And it's just one quick way to take away some time and to cut out some time when you're designing. So, and again, obviously, once these are in here, this looks like a hot mess right now, but once these are in here, then you'll be able to manipulate them to have them be wherever you like. So just a few quick elements there. And then if you can see my actual, what's this thing called, notepad over here, you're able to also zoom in. So you actually do Command plus. Let me actually do it here. There we go. Command plus. So that helps you zoom in. And then zoom out is Command minus. Zoom to actual size is Command 0. And then zoom to fit is Alt Command 0, which I think that's what that's doing right now. And then Shift Command 0 is zoom to fit. And so now it fits the screen. So just little things that we already do. And I'm always about the keyboard shortcuts, regardless of what program I'm using. And I just love the fact that I'm able to manipulate stuff. And, you know, Katie's got a very good point here too, is one of the awesome tools, or one of the awesome things about Canva, is that you do have a mobile app. And I love the mobile app. It's cool. It's easy to use as well. But there are some things that, just me personally, I love doing stuff on desktop, and then maybe like editing or accenting it on the phone or something like that. So yeah, there are definitely some actual desktop benefits and things like that. But, you know, again, it's the ability to use either or, and just depending on what you're doing. Like if you are going to be creating a bunch of stuff, which I encourage, is to create graphics and things in batches, so that you can actually have you know, more stuff done and be a little bit more efficient with time. That's why I use the desktop. I do that a lot. So, but yes, great point, Katie. They do have the actual mobile app as well. And then here's one cool thing, and there's tons of keyboard shortcuts. We could just do a session just on this. But one of the cool things too is being able to select elements that are behind other elements. I don't know how many times I have clicked and dragged an element out of the way so that I could select something behind it or nudge something off the screen just so I can manipulate something in the back. So I found this keyboard shortcut very useful, so I wanted to share it. And let me go ahead and actually share the screen this time so that you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, so to be able to select the element behind an element, select the front element. So I'm going to select this and then hit Command and then keep clicking until you get to the element you want. So it's going back and it's going back and it's selecting these smaller elements. Actually, if I take my zoom out, you'll see a little bit better. So yeah, I click this one in front, and now actually, if I hold Command and just keep clicking, you see that it's continuing to click the elements behind it. Okay, so that is one quick way to get to different layers that you have on your actual design. So that's one of the things that takes up a lot of time is just nudging back and forth. So now you don't have to do that any longer. All right. So again, as you can see, I've got the shortcuts here in my little notepad here. I will create a document, just something you can download, or you can copy and paste these. I also put them in the chat, even though they look a little janky with all the text running together, but you can still see what we did. And even inside the help on, where'd my thing go? Where'd my mouse go? Oh man, okay. So by the way, for some reason, my mouse stopped working. Let's talk about the difference between desktop and phone. Another reason that I use desktop is because I still use a little mouse. I have a little USB mouse, and for some reason it stopped working this morning. So I'm actually using my trackpad, and I'm not nearly as efficient on my trackpad as I am with my mouse. So I'm definitely going through it this morning. Hold on a second. Okay, thank you. All right. So that is just 10 keyboard shortcuts for Canva. There are tons more. There's help documents. There's even blogs and all that stuff out there about tons of different things. But I thought that these were ones that I use a lot of, and I wanted to share those with you. Okay, so another cool feature that it's not like new with. I was going to duplicate the whole thing. It did. Let me take off some of these. Another feature with Canva is that you are able to remove backgrounds really easily. And I wanted to show you that and just give you some examples of how you could use this. So let me go to my folders. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of me. Let's do, where is it? YouTube thumbs. That's not the one. Let's go to profile images, maybe. Yep, there we go. And then let's go to phone grabs. And so one of the things that I will do quite a bit is as I'm creating my YouTube thumbnails and things like that, is I will just sit there, as you can see here on the side of the screen, and I'll just take a bunch of selfies in different emotions, different backgrounds. Hey, Alan, how you doing this morning? So I'll just take a bunch of different selfies in different positions, not necessarily knowing what actual YouTube thumbnail it's going to be for. But as you can see over here on the left in my little blue shirt, I've got tons of selfies that I have taken just here in the office. And I haven't done anything special to it. So now what I would want to do if I was going to create a YouTube thumbnail, I used to actually use a program or an actual website called remove.bg. And again, for those of you that are Photoshop experts, design experts, you can obviously do all this in your sleep in Photoshop and Illustrator and all that. But for those of us that don't have those programs or don't desire to um, ascend to those skills, so one of the things that I wanted to do was to be able to use Canva to do it. So, for example, one of the things that I can do, you can do, is you can just bring in a picture, and let me make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So I'll make it just a little bit bigger so you can see this. And the cool thing now with Canva is it's very easy to remove backgrounds, and it does a really great job at it. So I'm just going to click on this picture, and to remove the background, again, the purpose of it is really just to be able to add some design element to it, and just to take this, silhouette of me and be able to move it around and then have different graphics and things behind it. I could just put text on top of this picture and it would be okay, but it would be, in my opinion, just a little bit clunky and cluttered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Effects. And in Effects, I'm simply just going to have my picture selected and click Background Remover. And in just a second, you're going to see it does a really good job. There's some programs and some things, some apps that you might be able to do this, but the edges are a little fuzzy and things like that. But Canva actually does a really good job of taking the picture that's in the forefront and then actually removing everything behind it. So look at that. That's pretty clean. That's pretty clean. And so that's just taking a picture and literally removing the background. And so now I'm going to be able to do whatever I want with this picture. And so this is obviously not the format for a YouTube thumbnail, as it is square. But as you can see here, now I can move this to the bottom so it looks like I'm actually part of the image. You can blow it up a little bit. Not that you would want this face that large on your screen there. But now you're able to do things like, change the background, add text, and do anything that you want here. And then, adding text could be as easy as boom, hitting that letter T. What? What? Did you see? Did you see that? Did you see that shortcut? You see how I'm combining stuff here? What? Come on now. This ain't no game, people. Um, text to this image with the letter T. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to, which I could have done with Control B. But yeah, so that is one way that you can use this feature. Now, the other thing that I wanted to take this one step further and show you is, speaking of YouTube videos and YouTube thumbnails, one of the things that you might want, if you do have an image or something that's a little bit busier and you want to like outline yourself, here's a couple of steps that you can take to actually create that white outline effect. So the first thing you want to do is you want to copy, Control C, and then Control V. So now I've actually made a copy of this photo, and these little shortcuts weren't even on there, but that is applicable to whatever processing program you're in. So Control C, Control V. So I just made a copy of this, and now with it selected, I'm going to go back up to Effects, and now I'm going to select any of the Duotone effects here. As soon as they become applicable, there we go. Duotone working for me. There we go. Internet is running a little slow here in the Patterson household. And so now once it applies Duotone effect, then I'm going to take each of the two tones that it has, and there we go. And so you can see here in the left-hand corner, and let me again make this full screen just so you can see it a little bit better. But I'm going to click on the actual duotone selection that I've got, and this one is cherry. There we go. So now that I click on this, I can see that it's showing me what the two tones is. And basically what it does is it takes your full color picture and turns it into a two-color picture, like combines the two tones. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the intensity the same, but I'm going to change both the highlight and the shadow to white. Okay. And now I'm going to send this to the back, or send it backward. That did not work. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so now I've got an outline of me in white that is behind this full color picture. And so now what I'm going to do is just reduce the size left and then bring it down right a little bit. And I should be able to create somewhat. Maybe that might be too much. Again, guys, I am using my trackpad and that is not my jam. Okay. So this is a crude Leonard using his trackpad, not his mouse version. But basically, this is one of the ways that you can create somewhat of an outline effect for your actual image. Yeah, it works really good in my head there. I don't know why it's not doing that well on my shoulders. Did I not go small enough? What's my deal? Okay, we're going to leave it at that. So this is a very crude version of creating an outline, but that is just one of the other things that you can do once you actually remove the background. And so this is, again, applicable for things like YouTube thumbnails, any type of graphics or anything like that. So you can also take this image and, put it on other types of designs. You can put it on album covers. You can use it just with a transparent background and actually use it as a GIF or things like that. So just a few cool ways that you're able to use this. So we've got a few keyboard shortcuts and we've got a few tools just to help you create some design. So taking the background out of this is one of the things that we did. Now what I want to show you is one last thing that can help you with Instagram. And that is going into your actual, let me go to home. And let me take this off. And so one of the things that you'll see here that's very common is Instagram stories. And so what I want to do is take a quick second to let's create a 15-second 3-slide animated story that you can use. Really customizable, really easy to use. We're going to do it in 5 minutes. Are you ready? Somebody time me. Let's go. All right. So first thing we're going to do is let's just select Instagram story. And what that's going to do, it's going to basically filter out all of the other types of designs, and it's going to bring up the Instagram story canvas size, and then it's also going to bring up templates. It would probably be working a little bit faster if I didn't have so many tabs open. So I'm going to close a couple of these, and I'm going to close this one over here as well. And I'm also going to close my notes. I'm closing it all. Okay, so how am I doing on time? 30 seconds. Okay, we can't include internet time. All right, so with the templates, you just have so many different designs that you can choose from. So you've got all kinds of options here that you can select. So I'm just scrolling through a few of these just to show you what's available. But so now what you can do is you're just going to select a template. Do I like any of these? I know I do. I do, don't I? Yeah. You know what? Let's just use this one. I'm going to use the very first one. Oop, you know what? Hold on, that says pro. Well, you know what? Just make sure that you actually select one that says free if you're on the free plan. If you try to click one that says pro, it'll let you know if you're not actually signed up for that. So this is just a template right now. It's just a static image, and you could post this on your story, and I think it would last for 5 seconds as a static image, and it would be done. But we want to create an animated 15-second actual Instagram story. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's just say that I'm going to keep this same layout for each of the slides. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is, let's say I'm going to change my text and I'm going to say content and coffee. And I'm going to call this March. Let's say Artist Collective and 3.20.21. Boom. And yeah, I'm sure you are a perfectly fine human, but people will not know who you are if I put you on there. So I'm going to go to profile images and select the phone grab. And I'm just going to put on one of these crazy pictures of me, actually. And if you have templates on there, let me see. Yes, it will actually, if you've got a picture on there and you're moving things, it will actually, if you drag and scroll your picture over it, it'll take it to the template and put it in there for you. So as you can see, let me see here. It kind of kept it a large size. So I'm just going to do that. Um, and so it kind of gives you the same design elements or keeps it in the same format for you. I'm going to change this color to our collective brand color. I'm going to change this tree. I'm going to change it to gray so it stands out on both the white and the red. See what I did there? We'll keep that one black. So content and coffee, I just got one slide there. Now, here's what you can do to kind of make it pop a little bit. Now, what I can do, I've got these different elements on the page, is I can go up and just basically click on the page itself and click animate. And now it's going to give me, right now it's selected as none, but now it's going to give me different variables or different variations of how to animate the elements on this page. So I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do tumble. And so now I've got, as you can see, one slide, it's 5 seconds, and now I've got the actual tumble feature on. So when I actually play this, which you can do in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little play button and it says 5 seconds. You hit play, and it shows you what it looks like. So they tumble in, and it makes me happy. Now what you can do is you can duplicate the page. So I'm going to hit the duplicate, and then the duplicate again. And so now I've got this main page, content and coffee. I'm going to change this. And again, this is not pre-planned, guys. So this doesn't make too much sense. Don't be mad at me. Saturdays. Mm-hmm. Saturdays. And I'm going to, there we go. just going to do a little time change here, or at least say what the time is. Let's just pretend that says Saturday mornings or something. But then let me go here and let me do a quick, let me do a photo. I'll drag in one of the other photos here, which now in Canva, they actually have access to a lot of free um, stock photo databases. So I'm just going to select coffee. And now I'm going to take this coffee image and drag it over my ugly mug. Get it? Coffee and mug. Boom, can do that. And internet, trackpad, so many things working against me, but we're going to persevere. And then another thing that you can see, honestly, that I kind of did by accident, but I forgot to tell you that you can also drag and drop pictures to the background. So if you didn't want just a plain white background, you can drag it until it shows. Boy, it's taking a long time. You can't count this 5 minutes against me. There we go. So, oh, now what is it doing? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So Katie, Allen, I'm sure you guys saw what I was trying to do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my trackpad. So anyway, as you can see, you can also drag an image to the background. Stay. Oh, it didn't stay. Okay. Just pretend that it stayed. And then honestly here, you could just type in whatever, give it a call to action, follow this page, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But now you can see you have a three screen or three slide actual story. So this is 15 seconds now. The other cool thing too is that you can actually have different animation for each slide. So I don't necessarily, if I don't want this one to tumble, I'll just come into tumble and let me do rise, for example. I'll do that. And then if you're wondering too, if you ever are looking at any element, I know it might be kind of hard to see, but in the bottom of these last five, there's a little crown looking thing, which basically is the symbol for Pro. So you would have to be signed up on Pro to use those. But that is Rise. For this one, I'm going to say let's use Pan. Okay, so now in the upper right-hand corner, I'll see that this is now 15 seconds, which is perfect. It's exactly the time frame that I need for an Instagram story. And then when I download this, I would download it as an MP4 video, and then I would be able to upload this as a video to my phone. I also use AirDrop quite a bit. So once I have a file on my desktop, I'll right-click on it and find the share menu item. And then if I've got my phone close, it'll actually pick up my phone. I'll say AirDrop. Then I'll just be able to literally download it on my phone and save it to my camera roll. You can also use Dropbox and things like that. But again, shortcut Patterson over here. So download that. But this is what your Instagram story would look like. 15 seconds. So 5 seconds for each. Animates out, then animates back in. And there you go. And I'm sure that was longer than 5 minutes, but again, can't be counting the internet against me. So that is what I wanted to show you this morning. I wanted to give you a few of the actual keyboard shortcuts, and I wanted to show you just a couple of things that you could do to manipulate images, and then also how to make some really cool, easy to use, easy to make Instagram story, basically carousels. So let me know what you thought about that. Let me know what questions you have about Canva. I will do obviously several probably Canva tutorials. There's so many things in there that we can do. And again, I encourage you to go in and just check out some of the tutorials that they have in there. They're great, and they're obviously made by Canva. So I won't go in and recreate a bunch of stuff, but I will, in the course of using Canva, share with you some things that I thought were helpful, and obviously be able to put my spin on it. So, Katie, thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, it's can you believe it's been like what 3 years now since our class, or has it been 2 years? Regardless, it's been a long time. 2020 just kind of like cut and paste is like gone. But thank you for hanging out. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what questions you have or anything that you might be wanting to do or any other kind of tips that you might be looking forward to. And I will get them in an upcoming Content and Coffee. Stevie, Alan, all of you guys, thanks for hanging out. And you know what, Katie, because you've been such an awesome attendee, I'm actually going to send you a virtual cup of coffee. Boom. That's what's happening. Surprise. People don't even know what's going on. I got all kinds of surprises. But yeah, I'm going to email you. I'm going to send you a $5 gift certificate to Starbucks, especially now that we're able to like get out just a little bit here in California. So thank you for hanging out, you guys. This is Leonard with the Artist Collective. Um, she's like, oh, yeah. But yeah, this is Leonard with the Artist Collective. And again, content is what I focus on, and it's just one piece of the puzzle. We have a complete system, complete 4-pillar system that we actually are helping artists create a profitable music brand. So if you are interested in that, I will also drop the link to a training that we have that will basically walk you through those 4 steps and tell you about how we're helping artists become profitable music brands. So I will drop those links in there. Katie, I will DM you and get you your Starbucks coffee. You guys have an awesome rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much.